Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing great and keeping safe and well. Sorry, the DJ was having some technical issues today. That would be me. Hope you all doing great. And welcome to this training session. I'm really excited to deliver this training to you this evening because it's something that I created with, people in the industry in mind who wanted massive momentum, really beginners, people that were just very new to it, and also people who just needed a boost, needed some momentum put into place. So if that's for you, I really hope it is, and welcome this evening. My name is Alicia, for those of you that I've not had the pleasure of meeting formally yet, or informally, however the case may be, but welcome all the same, and I really hope you enjoy this session. So this training is for business builders, networkers, people who want to build a massive empire. Maybe you haven't got the momentum you'd like. Maybe you're just starting out, whatever the case may be. You might be like me, part of the furniture and been in here for years in this industry already and just need a bit of a boost. So I really hope that this training can be that for you this evening. So I hope you got your notepads and pens ready to go because it's an interactive session. Hopefully you'll get some tips and tricks along the way and be able to make notes on those, but also to write a contact list that you can actually have as a tangible contact list to take away with you from this session as well. So you can start reaching out to those contacts on it and get like I said, a big boost in your business and even bigger momentum than you have already. So guys, by the end of this session, I'm declaring that you'll have at least 100 names on your contact list. Does that sound like a big ask? Maybe it sounds like a lot to do in 1 hour, but it is possible. I'm going to show you how to do so, and it's possible to have fun while you're doing it as well. So let's make it happen, guys. So just a couple of good quotes that I love, from people that I absolutely adore. So Maya Angelou is one of my inspirations. She says, when you learn, teach. And when you get, give. I just love that sentiment. And that's what I'm all about. I've been in this industry for around 10 years now. Not going to tell you my age this evening, but I've been in this industry for a little while and I've learned some tips and tricks along the way, which I would love to share with you, but also just the challenges that I've had in my journey along the way as well. I'd like to share with you and help you to not have to go through those challenges by yourselves. If I can help you by going through the pain for you, then absolutely incredible. And then you can just absolutely soar. So let's talk about another couple of quotes. So I love Mr. Warren Buffett. I learn a lot from him. I tune into YouTube, his YouTube channel, his videos, his books, everything I can get my hands on so that I can absolutely learn from this legend, this billionaire who's somewhere where I'd like to be. I'd love to be a billionaire one day. I don't know about you guys in the room, but I would love that. So he says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll have to work until you die. That sounds really a little bit scary, doesn't it? Like if you don't find a way to make passive passive income, like you're going to have to work up until definitely past the age of retirement and possibly until you die, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to, if you're not getting it from a passive income, you're going to have to work a job, and that is hard work. Let's face it. It's a tough financial climate out there, isn't it? And people think, okay, if I get an extra job or I work extra hours, that is going to do what I need to do and give me the lifestyle that I want. However, we're just going to wear ourselves out operating that way, aren't we? So there is a better way to do it. Absolutely. And most of us in the room, I'm sure, have found that better way so far. So just one last quote, I promise, and then we'll get into the training. Just from Mr. John Paul Getty. He was documented one of the richest people on the face of the planet in his time. And I think that is such an achievement. And I think that he obviously knows a thing or two about business and building big, doesn't he? So he said, I'd rather have 1% of the effort of 100 men than 100% of my own effort. Why did he say that? Because at the end of the day, we all only have 24 hours, don't we? We all only have our own stock of energy to put towards building our business and building our dreams and building our empires. And so if you can do it with a team of people who are like-minded like you, have the same goals, the same vision, absolutely pushing towards the same vision, the same momentum, the same achievement, wouldn't that be easier, more effective, and you get there more efficiently? Definitely. You wouldn't have to do it on your own. It wouldn't be such a grueling task. You wouldn't wear yourself out being a one woman or a one man show at the end of the day. So I'd much rather work in this way. I don't know about you guys in the room, but I'd much rather have a team of people bulldozing towards the same vision rather than me, myself and I on my own. on my Jack Jones. So that is definitely how I do business from the moment that I saw that quote. So just a few things I want you to do before we get into the nitty gritty is clear your brains of certain things that might hinder you from having as much progress in this session as you possibly can. So negativity, send it out the door, get it out the window, out the room right now. If you've had a bad day, forget about it. Just focus for this next hour or so on the information, and you'll definitely make as much progress as possible in this session. Next up, I want you to get rid of negativity's cousin, doubt. Get that out of the room as well, because if you're doubting that you're going to come up with 100 names by the end of the session, well, guess what your brain is going to try to do? Prove you right. No matter what, whether you doubt or whether you're full of faith that you're going to achieve it, you're right every single time. So I know which way I would rather think. How would you rather think? Would you rather achieve that vision and that goal, or rather or fail at the end of the day? So I know what I would rather do. What would you rather do? Last thing, not the last thing, second to last thing. So prejudgment, we've all fallen subject to that, haven't we? We've all been tempted to go down that road, or have that mindset where you think people who would do what you're doing, and people who just would not, people who would be interested, people who would absolutely say no, off the get-go when you approach them. And so I'm gonna ask you not to do that anymore, because what does that mean? That means that we limit ourselves, doesn't it? Because if we are have a mindset to approach certain people and a mindset to not approach certain people, I just I can't speak today. It would definitely be bad, wouldn't it, to hinder ourselves and not approach the people that could actually say yes and surprise us, and the people that we approach who we think might say yes probably would say no. I've had that experience in my journey. Some of you might have had a similar experience, that the people that you think would do it are the very people that say no, and the people that you think won't do it are the people that would actually say yes. So give yourself the opportunity to get that yes is all I'm asking you. Don't prejudge anymore. So where's my chat box gone? I've lost it. Okay, if I was to ask you, if you're anything like me and you've had the experience, or you've had the thought of certain people in your circle, maybe you've approached them already and they've already said no, and you know people like that have said no to you, or that just you think wouldn't be interested or wouldn't have the mindset to do what you do, put a 1 in the chat box. I just want to see who I'm talking to, because I know quite a few people that are very skeptical and negative. Do any of you guys know anyone like that? Let me see if I'm not the only one here. Meme has put a 1. Anybody else like that in the room? They just know people that are very skeptical, and it will be really difficult to even get them in a room just to hear the information. Tina, is it Tina? Tina, I see you 1. Jerry, I see you 1. Terry, I see you 1. Keep them coming, guys. I want to know who I'm talking to. Marcia, I see you 1. Is it Kieran? I see you 1. Lisa, I see you 1. Too small. I need my glasses on. Mary, I see you 1. Okay, guys. So I see that. I feel your pain, because I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt to wear. And I know how you feel when you think of certain people who are just very skeptical, very negative. But what did I just ask you guys not to do? Some people in the room know my trick question and didn't fall for it this time. I love that. Yes, you have many people who are not interested, says Maureen. Okay, well, Maureen, don't prejudge anymore. And even if they're people that you've approached already and they've said no to you already, unless they're in your business, unless they're working with you as business partners, they stay on the list, okay? Completely on the list. You don't let them put you off moving towards your financial goals, or make you into the skeptical person the other way around, where you're not going to approach certain people because you think they're going to say no, because they might surprise you and say yes. You never know. And also another thing is, people's circumstances and situations change all the time, don't they? Look at people who went into lockdown a few years ago, more than a few now, who thought they were set for life, got their dream job, absolutely happy, putting food on the table, paying the bills, no problem. And then coming out of lockdown after the pandemic, they didn't have a job to go back to. Think about those people. Circumstances change all the time. The people that were made redundant yesterday obviously don't have something to do today. So think about that. It can happen overnight. And don't write anybody off. Don't judge anybody, prejudge that they might say yes or no. Ask everybody at the end of the day. My goals are huge, and I'm sure your goals are massive too. So don't limit yourself in any way at all. Last thing I want you to get rid of, very important. This is probably the most important, actually. Fear, false evidence appearing real. So we talk ourselves out of opportunities all the time, and talk ourselves out of approaching certain people all the time, don't we? Because we're frightened of what their response will be, that they might laugh at us, they might not understand where we're coming from, they might not get it, they might say no. What's no going to do? It's not going to kill us, is it? It's not going to, definitely not going to kill us. And so don't allow that to hinder you going forward and progressing towards your goals at the end of the day, because whether the naysayers want to stay in their corner and suffer and do what they're doing and not change and not make progress, that's up to them. But we think differently, don't we? Yes, we do. So get rid of fear as well. So here we go, guys. So your two different markets are just your warm market and your cold market. Very, very simple. I'm going to break them down for you right now. So who do you know? Your warm market are people that you know very well. They know you very well. You probably have their contact details in your phone and can literally pick up the phone and call them right now if you needed to. So these are your friends, your family, colleagues, peers, local takeaway. If you're anything like me and you order Domino's every other day, don't tell anyone I said that. And cold market is absolutely everybody else, okay? So it's people that you haven't made an acquaintance yet, people that you haven't befriended yet. That's all that networking is at the end of the day, is just making friends. So once you learn how to do that, and very quickly, quicker than we might have in the past, you absolutely build up your contact list, and your cold market will effectively become your warm market. So there's no cold market after that. There's obviously always going to be people that you don't know, haven't met yet, and they are effectively your cold market until you do simply something like this. Smile at them and say, hello, how are you? Once you do that, you've made a friend, right? As long as they smile back and don't frown back. They're your friends. You've made a friend. You've made a warm contact effectively. So once you do that, everybody's your warm market and the world is your oyster, so to speak. And you can absolutely add them to your contact list and pick them for your opportunity later on. So Frog's Legs is the training. Why did I call it Frog's Legs? I'm not weird. I'm not mad. I promise you. I'm a little bit wacky sometimes and I like to laugh and have fun, but that's about it. So Frog's Legs, what does it stand for? Friends, relatives, occupation, geography, and social media. And LEGS stands for local education groups, and the same. So what we're going to do this evening, ladies and gentlemen, it's not rocket science. It's not something completely difficult that we can't do. And you can absolutely go away and add to this later on. But we're going to come up with 11 names in each category. So there's 9 categories here. That makes 99 names. All you've got to do for that 100 goal is add one more, and then absolutely smash it and start contacting them and be able to talk to them about the fantastic business opportunity that you have. So let's talk about friends first. Friends, list every friend that you know or have had in the past, neighbors and old friends, get them down on the list. It doesn't matter if you've lost touch with them. That's the fun part, right? Rekindling that relationship, reaching out again, breaking the ice, having that conversation. So what have you been up to? What are you passionate about? What's exciting you nowadays? That exciting conversation. And then you can fill them in and start talking about what you're doing now that's exciting you, which is your business. So, and also you have a lot during the adventure of finding them, you'll have a lot more prospects coming up in the process, because you'll think, okay, we mutually know these people, and you can write them down on the list as well. So friends, you got 1 minute to write down 11 names. Does that sound like a big ask? No, it's not. Give it a go. Give it your best shot. If you get more than 11, absolutely incredible. If you get less than 11, don't panic. It's absolutely fine. Even if you get 1 or 2, that's 1 or 2 more names that you have now before you than you had before you came in the room. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, here we go. 1 minute. Apocalyptic countdown. Here we go. This is what the notepads and pens are for. Start writing your names on your contact list, and then we will keep going with every single category and build up to 100. Amazing, guys. So after this 1 minute, I want you to do a big favor for me and just pop your number in the chat box. We're not here to compete. It's not competition. I'm not judging you in any way. Whatever number you pop in the chat, absolutely amazing. I'm proud of you. And don't be fearful if you don't quite get that 11. Don't be shy about it. Just pop your number in the chat, loud and proud. Let's see how we go. Over halfway through now, guys. You should have about 4, 5, 6 names on the list. Halfway through. And if you're going with that momentum already, then you'll definitely get to your 11.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Almost there. Still time to write some more names down. Jog those memories.
0.
How did we do, guys? Who's going to be the boldest and put their number in the chat first? Let me see. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's first? Come on, guys. Interaction. I love communication. It makes the world go round after all. That's why we do what we do. Okay, 7 from Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. That's a number of perfection. I love it. Any other numbers from you, lovely lot? Voice in a voicemail. Yeah, I can help you with that, Anne. Let's come back to that because I'll show you how to reach out to people in the end. But yeah, we can definitely come back to that. And I probably a lot of other people in the room have that question too. Okay, so let's go on to the next category. So we've got relatives, the family, good, the bad, and the ugly, all of them. So any relative, young or old, it doesn't matter, put them on your list. Older relatives are a great source of family information and can give you loads of names that you didn't know existed. You know, I've got cousins for days in Jamaica that I've not even met in person before, you know, but you know, they can obviously go on your list if you've got relatives that are overseas or far away or people that you haven't been in touch with for a while. And guess what? Sometimes the older relatives actually would like to join your opportunity themselves or take part, because how many of your older relatives would like to supplement their pension nowadays? You know, they work for 40 hours a week, 40 years of their life, and then a pension is 40% of a full-time income. Isn't that shocking to think that people work hard for so long during their lives, and then they get to a point where they just want to enjoy it, do what they're passionate about, spend a bit of money while they're doing that, you know, and they've only got 40% of a full-time income. It's crazy. Think about it. So older relatives, write them down too. Here we go. 1 minute. Brother, sister, niece, nephew, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, son, daughter, some of you, all of them go on the list. Cousins, put them all down. Amazing, guys. So let's kick this off nicely as we need to go on and jog our brains as much as we can and put down all your relatives' names. Doesn't matter where they are in the world. Doesn't matter even if you've approached them already and they've said no, put them on the list. I know that family can be a bit scary or very skeptical, but if we think about it, they have a point where they're coming from, because they've seen our best moments and our least best moments, our rock bottom and our successful times. So they might not necessarily see us as that credible business person yet, or see how well we're doing yet. But if you just stick at it, stay consistent, stay committed, they will see that eventually.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Here we go, guys. How did we do for family? If some of you are like me and you have a massive family, you could probably get that 100 names from your family alone. So let's see how you did here for your relatives. Put your numbers in the chat, guys. Let's see how you did. Come on, guys. What's going on here? You all asleep? I hope not. Let me know how you did for this category. And bear in mind, you can always go back later on and write down some more names that you think of later. Absolutely fine. So I'd hope you'd do that anyway. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I've got that. Can I just remind everybody, please be courteous and considerate to other people in the room. This is not a place for you to pique anyone or to private message anyone. I just want to remind you of that. Okay, I see your message, Lisa. Everybody's direct messaging me. I don't know why that is the case. Maybe I need to have a look at the settings going forward. But guys, yeah, please be what do you call it? Courteous to other people in the room. Don't private inbox anybody, please. I've been notified that somebody is, and I'm going to remove you right now. So we don't like that. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. Actually, sorry, not sorry, I should say. Thank you so much for letting me know. Yeah, all good now. So everybody can relax and just let's get on with the training. Here we go. Okay, Kieran, I've done this before and family members thought I was mad and it didn't work out. Should I try again? Absolutely. You never stop. you know, and like I said, family are the most skeptical a lot of the times because they've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly about us, and they've seen us when we failed, all our successes. So obviously sometimes it's hard for them to picture you doing well and being a successful business person. So it's difficult for them, and they've got a point, right? If they've seen you at your worst, your lowest, your highest as well, sometimes they can be a bit skeptical for you to be someone to guide them. So what you should do is put the emphasis of someone else in the business that is doing well, you know, absolutely edify them, and show them that you're working with people of high caliber, that have the success already. And then they can, rather than look at you as the example, they can look at them as the example. So talk about other people and their successes first of all, and then once they see you being committed and successful, they will absolutely come around. That was my story, and that's a lot of the story of a lot of successful people in the networking industry. So don't sweat it, it will happen. But yeah, don't give up. Definitely don't give up on them, right? Because at the end of the day, if we want someone to succeed, it's our family and the close, our nearest and dearest to us. So definitely never give up on them. So guys, here we go, going forward. What's the next topic or the next category is occupation. So the workplace. Who in your workplace seems miserable? I put a big ha here, but I'm not making fun of anybody with a job. You know, I've been there, done there, got the t-shirt to wear, and a lot of us have as well. Even if we've been fortunate enough to transition over to entrepreneurship, a lot of us have started there. So I'm just saying, I mean, the reason I say ha is because a lot of people in the workplace want a change of financial. They want more finance, they want more, you know, freedom to choose what they can do with their time. And let's face it, a lot of them complain about what they want to change in their lives, don't they? So it's the ideal place to have a conversation. What can I help you with? What do you need more of? You know, and absolutely the opportunity that you can build on the side can provide that for you. Absolutely amazing. So write all of your colleagues' names down, even your boss. At the end of the day, boss is most under pressure, right? The great thing about work is everyone complains, like I just said, about what they want to change. So you know what that conversation will be like, and you know what you can talk about in that conversation with them. You know what their reasons why would be for taking up an opportunity like the one you have to offer. You know, think about the one who wants more holiday or loves to travel but can never afford it, the one who's always calling in sick because they don't like work, the one who never sleeps because the kids keep them up all night, you know, the one about to go on maternity leave looking for something to do from the comfort and safety of home while they bring up the baby. What about the one that just got fired or made redundant? Like I said at the beginning of this training, circumstances always change. So, you know, you never know. Check in with people that you haven't checked in with for a while, see what their situation's like. Maybe they need something right now. And what about the one who's the last to leave and the most unappreciated? We all know people like that, don't we? The first in, last out, never get a thank you from the managers or, you know, the boss or whatever have you. And it's a shame, isn't it, that we're not appreciated in the workplace enough, you know, to want to stay there, quite frankly. So think about those people coming into an environment like the one you have to offer would absolutely thrive on the encouragement, on the motivation, on the positivity, all of that wonderful stuff. So here we go. That's O for occupation. Let's see how we do. These numbers are great, guys. I'm looking at the numbers you've been popping in the chat now, and I'm like, these are great numbers, really. Well done to you guys. 25 for some of you, 25, 5 from Maureen, 22 from Lisa, 35 from Mima. That's amazing, guys. Keep the numbers coming, will you? So after this 1 minute for occupation, pop your numbers in the chat and let's see how we did. And I'm not here to judge you. I'm only here to celebrate you, because any number you pop in is more than you came in with, right? So let's do our best and roll up our sleeves and pull up our socks and challenge ourselves. Amazing, guys. Keep going. There's still 10 seconds left to write a few more names.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
0, okay. How did it go, guys? Let's see the numbers come in. Let's see what you've got for occupation. And even if you've been, you know, I celebrate you if you've been able to quit your job and do what you're doing now full time. That's incredible. But think of your previous lines of work as well. So everybody's all relevant, you know, any previous lines of work or other jobs that you've had in the past, write the names of those people down too. Obviously, the more the merrier for your contact list. So here we go, guys. If you can think of it, if you got numbers, pop them in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to go to the next category. So we got geography. Now, geography is probably one of my favorite categories, because I did not even believe that I would be able to build a global organization, but you know, I gave it a shot. I reached out to the people locally first, the people that I was tight with on my contact list. And then beyond that point, it was just them saying, you know, I've got family in Australia or family in America, family in Africa, whatever have you. And I've reached out to those people for them on their behalf, and then presented to them or invited them to the next event or whatever have you, explaining all the information, and they've come on board. So now I can say proudly and happily, I've got a global organization. That's how it started. So who do you know in another suburb town, different part of the country, Europe, or even the rest of the world? How many relatives do you have overseas? You know, think outside the box: Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, South Africa, Caribbean, India, Asia. I can go on and on. Do you know any expats? Because the great thing about expats is that they come into contact with others. You know, they have the different pockets of communities and cliques that they can speak to people on your behalf for. And also, you know, they'll spread the word for you when you've got other people talking about the opportunity that you're, you know, that you're pursuing, and they think that it's amazing, and so they rant and rave about it on your behalf. That is networking on a whole other level. And you know, maybe there's people in countries that you don't think might not necessarily be able to operate efficiently in your business. Still ask them the question: who do you know? Who do you know that would like to be financially free, like to be their own boss, like to become an entrepreneur, you know, build an opportunity in a business for themselves from the comfort and safety of their own home? Absolutely amazing. I'm sure they'll be able to point some people in your direction, and then you can reach out to them. And you know, and it goes on and on. You can ask those people the same question and start building your contact list even bigger with other people's networks effectively. So geography, here we go, 1 minute. But guys, you know, not as many, say 5 or 6. Okay, all right, Mima, I just got your message. That's fine.
Minus 50 seconds.
Sorry, I'm just checking in on the chat box, guys. Aha, I got an answer. Kieran, I've got an answer for that one, most definitely. Got an answer for that one. Keep going, guys, halfway through. Keep writing those names down. And then I'll address the questions in the chat box, or the comments, I should say.
Minus 20 seconds.
Still plenty of time to write loads of names, guys. Keep it going. I'm proud of you guys. These numbers are really good in the chat box that you're putting in.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
Yes, Kieran, I'm going to address that right now. Pop your numbers in the chat, the rest of you lovely lot. Okay, Kieran has said, I find strangers a lot easier to talk to than friends, as I'm only in a short while in this business. I haven't the success to show them yet. Okay, amazing. So I've had this scenario as well. I've been there, you know, experienced that as well myself. But there are a few things you can do. Either talk about other people that have had the success that you haven't yet, but also, you know, stay in touch with those people so that they can see your progress along the way, so that they can see that you're succeeding, that you're moving forward, that you're getting promoted, that you're, you know, getting more and more successful as the days go on. And they will follow you, trust me, especially on social media. I've got so many friends on there that have reached out to me now since I've been in the business for a while, you know, that want to come on board now because they've seen my progress, because I've kept them informed along the way. I've kept them up to date with what I'm doing, what's happening. So that's definitely a way you can do it. I know some other people, what they do is they reach out to certain people now and then, like every month or something, just check in with them to see, you know, if they haven't really said yes or been as enthusiastic in the beginning, keep in touch with them every month or so and just say, I just wondered, and ask them the permission as well. So once they say yes, you can do that, you know, just say to them, you know, I know I haven't been able to show you too much right now and you're not quite interested right now, but it's never a no, remember that. And just say to them, is it okay if I keep you updated on my progress in the business, because I know it's going to go absolutely well. Go in there confident and keep in touch with them. I know the feeling of it being easy to talk to strangers, because like I said, the people that you know that are close to you are the most skeptical because they've seen your failures as well as your successes. And you haven't had the progress yet. I get that. So when you don't have the finance to show them, I've earned this much money so far, it is a tricky one. I know, I get you, but like I said, keep in touch with them, let them see your progress. Yeah. Okay, there you go. So that's my answer to that one. There are other things coming along that I mentioned as well along the way. So guys, next category is social media. Social media is another, I call it a fire category, because again, you can reach out to people across the other side of the world that you might not meet in person where you are. And also, you know, you've got a whole phone book of friends and family and people that you know. On social media, we tend to think they're kind of far away and we can't connect with them. However, you're already connected, right? You can inbox them at whatever point you want to. You can do posts on social media that they'll see. You can reach out to them, you can like their statuses and vice versa and support each other in that way. So how many do you have on your social media that you might not have in your phone? There's still you will mark it, that's the point. Those you've connected to or private messaged already, they're definitely warm. Everybody else is just lukewarm because you're already connected. It's just about striking that rapport, having a conversation. So once you've done that and you've made them familiar with you because you've actually inboxed them or you've spoken to them or liked their pictures every now and then or vice versa, they can definitely go on your contact list. So there's a few tips and tricks as to how to reach out to people that I'm going to share with you right now. But social media, here we go. So you can go into your WhatsApp, your Telegram, your Facebook, Instagram, whatever you have on your phone, and cheat here if you want to. Go in, see the last 11 people that messaged you, or you messaged them, or you had some kind of interaction, and write the names down on your contact list. So these guys, anybody on your social media, any whatever platform it might be, you saw all the logos on the last screen, absolutely loads and loads and loads. Absolutely, you know, you can go in and write their names down. You can have a look at who you've interacted with. But really, if you think outside the box and see the vision, we have hundreds and thousands of people on our social medias, don't we, that we haven't reached out to yet. So imagine if you went to town one day, you inbox, you know, 10, 20 people, 50 people, whatever have you, and just said, hi, I know we've never connected before, but I saw on your profile that you love business. You're an entrepreneur. You like to look out for other opportunities. I see, or it can be anything. It doesn't have to be entrepreneurship. It can be something completely separate. Maybe they like dogs. Maybe they like cars. Maybe they like to travel. Any of the above. Just reach out to them with that topic that they're interested in mind, and start a conversation on any topic. It doesn't matter. This is just breaking the ice and making a friend. Okay. So once you do that, you can absolutely ask them the magic question. So what do you do for a living? Once they answer, the only normal thing for somebody to do back, or the only natural thing in a conversation like that, is to ask you the same question once they've answered. So once they do that, you can start talking about the benefits of the thing that you do. You know, it doesn't have to be, I do this, I do that, I am this, I am that, this is what my company does. You know, it doesn't have to be business talk, but you know, you can talk about the things that are beautiful, that we are, our goals are, our dreams, you know, like financial freedom, like building a global organization, like working for yourself from the comfort and safety of your own living room, like being your own boss and not having to answer to any boss, you know, things like that. And once they see that, their ears will perk up and they'll ask you loads of questions, I promise you. Yeah, I have thousands on socials. What's that? Okay, so I think I just answered your question, Kieran, with that one, hopefully. Next category is local. So local I like, because a lot of people don't think outside the box on this one, or even think to themselves, okay, how can I reach out to people that are in my area where I live? And this is just a prime example of what you can do. So local, where do you go regularly enough that the workers there will recognize you? This can include your local supermarket, takeaway, there's me again, dry cleaners, your children's school, nursery, doctor's surgery, petrol station, bank, train station, even bus stop, restaurant, bus stop, even pub or nail salon, you know, barbers or hairdressers, even on your commute to work, because we're creatures of habit. We get on, you know, if not even creatures of habit, it's what we have to do to get to from A to B, right? So if you're getting on the train every day, or a coach or a bus or whatever have you, and you get on a particular carriage because it's by the exit when you're getting off, and you don't have to walk too far and things like that, or maybe you just like sitting, you know, close to the door or something, so you can make a quick exit and not get caught up in the middle of the train and struggle to get off. I was like that when I used to get the train to school. And so, like I said, we're creatures of habit, so the chances are you sit in the same carriage, the same seats most of the time, and you probably, there's other people that do that as well as you, so you're going to see the familiar faces. If you were to look up from your newspaper every now and then, I bet you'd see the same people in the same seat, in the same carriage as you. And so what's the harm in one day saying hello, you know, how are you doing? You look very smart, or you're on your way to work. CPR, compliment, peak, recruit. Who can put that in the chat for me? CPR. Compliment, peak, and recruit in the chat box. Help me out, guys. I've got no co-host here today. So CPR. Okay, everybody's not. CPR. There we go. Compliment. Can I type fast enough? Peak with a QUE, that kind of peak, and recruit. So basically, the way compliment, peak, and recruit works is that you give them a compliment, as simple as that. Then, you know, like I said, you look very smart. Are you on your way to work? Peak is the interest that you create in the conversation. So you can, you know, maybe you ask them that magic question. So what do you do for a living? You look really smart. You know, you must be an investment banker or something like that, real estate, I don't know. And then make a conversation. So start the conversation off. Then once you ask them that magic question, they'll ask you back, and you can again highlight the benefits of what you do. I work from home, you know, usually this is my day of work, but I'm building my fortune at home, whatever have you. You know, I'm building a global organization. I'm an entrepreneur. I am, you know, my goal is to become financially free. I'm almost there. It's going really well, making a lot of progress, whatever have you. And once you've done that, you've done the peak, then it's the recruit. So that is the invitation to whatever next exposure of the business that you have. So it could be an online event, could be a physical event, whatever have you. Maybe it's a one-on-one, maybe you exchange contact details with them and set an appointment so that you can deliver the information for them in a private Zoom or something like that, or a meeting in a coffee shop, whatever have you. So yeah, so that's the thing. And once you've got your foot in the door there, you've made a friend, you've made a contact, they can definitely be added to your contact list. You send them the information for the next event, and then you know, basically once you've made that connection, you can go away and absolutely send them the info, get them in the room so they can get the information, make an informed decision. Now, local, obviously, you might not know their names or have their contact details right now, just yet, but just put a one-word description of them that can jog your memory. So next time you go into that bank or that post office or whatever have you, you can remember to pick them and create a friend, make a friend right there with them. Say, hello, how are you? That's the biggest thing you can do, or give them a compliment. Thank you so much for your service today, whatever have you. You'll see a smile on their face once you say thank you. I trust me on that one. So local, you know, maybe they're blonde, maybe they're brunette, maybe they wear glasses, maybe they wear Nike trainers, maybe they wear a red shirt all the time. You can put down red if they wear a red shirt or red shirt, so it just jogs your memory to peep them next time you see them. So this is local, guys. It's a bit tricky because you've really got to jog your memory about the places that you've gone and the people that you've smiled at before, the people that will recognize you. But it's super effective because if you imagine you walk into that post office tomorrow and you see that lady with the blonde hair and the glasses, and she smiled at you before, you smiled at her, but you've never actually had a conversation or broken the ice. Imagine if you do that and just say thank you, you know, but also they'll sense your energy. That's really important when you're picking someone in person and somebody that you've never met before. So if you know, people follow people with energy, not necessarily people with money. That's another, so Kieran, your question earlier, when you said about, you know, you don't have the money or the finance to show for what you've been doing yet, have that energy about you, that positive vibe, that purpose, like, you know where you're going, and they will come around. They will look at you and they say, that's a guy that knows where he's going, and a guy that's going to achieve all his dreams and achieve all his goals, and then they'll follow you. And then in the meantime, while you're building up the finance, you can speak about somebody else's success. How about that? So guys, how did we do in this category? Any numbers that can come through? How did you do? Great, Kieran, you're welcome. Okay, keep them coming, guys. I'm going to go to the next one. So we got education. So this is your peers from your school days and universities, any form of education that you might have had before. You know, if you're like me, it was many moons ago and it's hard for you to jog your memory and remember those names, then, you know, look on Facebook. I remember my first day on Facebook, all of my school friends picked me on there or reached out to me on there. But anyway, so your peers from your school days, universities, sites, student union societies, or any, whoops, ahead too fast, or any other form of education that you might have experienced, like courses or trainings, maybe from work, doesn't matter. Think of the ambitious and competitive students you remember first, because they'll be the most fun to work with at the end of the day. Some friendly competition and banter and all of that great stuff, but don't write anyone off. Even the class clown or someone that you didn't even like in school could be more business-minded years down the line. And so get them in your business, you know, at the end of the day, you're helping them. It's a win-win situation. You're helping them with their finances, with their, you know, with their careers or whatever, and vice versa. And you know, those bullies will have payback because they'll be working in your organization and making you money. How about that? So also don't write your teachers off. Teachers in this industry, guys, are like dynamite, absolutely incredible. They explode and they just build massive organizations from what I've experienced and what I've seen. Because at the end of the day, they're teachers, so they can learn something very quickly for themselves, but also teach it to team members. So what I find is they're born leaders, absolutely incredible. So get teachers in your business, guys, if you haven't already done so. And you will see momentum like nothing else. Here we go.
T-minus 1 minute.
Okay, you've been going through. Apologies. No, that's all right, Maureen. No worries. You know, keep the notes and remember the categories, and you can absolutely add to the list later. And I hope that most of you will do that anyway, because at the end of the day, Kieran, you couldn't contact teachers as you was a rascal. That's so funny. I love it. But you know what? Hopefully teachers they'll understand that you might have changed over the years. How about that? And if you can show them that you've changed over the years, how effective would that be? Incredible. I like that. Didn't think of your old schoolmates. There you go, Pam. Think of them now.
10,
nice one, Maureen.
9,
That's it. Good
8,
one.
7, 6, 5.
Okay,
4,
guys. So
3, 2, 1, 0.
they may have a picture of the old you when you call. That's all right. No worries. That's fine. At least they remember who you are. They put two and two together, and then you can start to have that conversation. Maybe do a Zoom eventually, so they can see what you look like now. How about that? Okay, next one we've got. I didn't get any numbers. I didn't get any numbers for that one. Any numbers? Pop it in the chat, guys. You guys are quiet tonight. What's going on? Have you had a rough week? Me too, but I'm still smiling. Come on. Okay, next one is groups. So this is everybody that you know from your clubs, parent teacher association, mother toddlers group, societies, just a few examples of clubs and groups that you might be part of. Sports club, football club, gym club, church or religious establishment, etc. Put them all on your list under the relevant section. There might be cross-reference, and that's fine. Put their name down again. They don't count as an extra person because obviously you can't split someone in two. However, you know, you might think of mutual contacts that you have. Maybe your family go to your church, maybe your friends go to your gym. And so you can think of the mutual contacts that you have in between and put their names down too. So it will jog you and inspire you to think of other people that you mutually know. So this is groups, guys. Now, if you're not part of any groups, endeavor to be. Make that your homework for the week, because people in groups are obviously there because they're interested in the same things you're interested in. That's the point. So easy networking at the end of the day, easy to break the ice, easy to invite them for a coffee, easy to get together or talk to them about an opportunity that they might be interested in at the end of the day. So guys, halfway through groups, who can give us some ideas of groups that you're part of maybe? And this can be physical groups or online groups. Online groups are the easiest to become part of because you don't even need to leave your house or go out of your front door. So just think of things that you're interested in. And then on Facebook or Instagram or wherever have you, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. Pop in that search for the thing that interests you, and you'll meet hundreds and thousands of other people that are interested in those things as well. And like I said, easy to break the ice. Okay. How did we do? Any numbers? Pop it in the chat if you are bold enough. Geography, struggle with this social media. Neighborhood up 10 to 20. Facebook. Okay, locals 10 to 20. Oh, you put them all together. Bless you. That's all right. That's really good start. Good going, Mima. Amazing. So you can put them all together. I mean, just at a brief glance, I'm sure that's like 50 or more, maybe 60, 70. So that's really good going. We've still got a couple more categories to go. So definitely, I want to know what you finish with by the end of the session. That's exciting though. You know, you're almost at 100 already and we haven't even got through everything. So here we go, guys. Same. Oh, okay. Now we're on the last category, but by no means the least, because this one can be really effective. I love it. You have the potential to double, triple, quadruple your contact list just from this category alone. So this simply means write down all the relatives of the friends you know, the friends of the relatives you know, the colleagues of the relatives that you might know, and the relatives and friends of the people that you know in your groups, and the same with your geography list. So basically you're doing frog's legs with every person that you've written down on your contact list so far. Some of them you might know any of their friends, any of their family, any of their colleagues, all of that stuff. However, some of you will. And so remember, we're coming up with 11. So guaranteed, if you've got around, if you're anything like me, and you've got like 60, 70 people on your contact list so far, then out of those, you can at least find a few that you know their contacts already personally yourself, because you've been introduced by them. You know, maybe your brother or your sister brought some university friends over, peers over to the house or something for dinner. Maybe you was invited by your spouse to one of their work events or something like that, and you met a lot of their colleagues, so you know some of the other people's networks. That's how it works. So it's kind of like what we call tap routing in this industry, but without having to pick up the phone and speak to people, because you already know their contacts, the contacts of contacts already. So but if you know someone else, where do you know their friends or their relatives? All relevant, all goes on the list. You know, and you might not even have their contact details right now, but you can get it because you know the mutual contact in between, right? So here we go, same. A tricky one, but it's doable, trust me. And you'll have fun with it. Once you sit down and actually apply some time to this, you'll see how many people you actually know that you didn't even think of before. Absolutely incredible. In this industry, it's not about who you know, it's about who you know knows, right? So their network as well. So we're all limited to the amount of people that we know. Yeah, no problem, Kieran, that's fine. You're welcome. Yeah, there's so many you can add, and that's great that you've written out the categories, because definitely, like I keep saying, you can go back and revisit them and add more later. Your contact list should never, ever stop growing. Never, ever, ever.
Minus 20 seconds.
Okay, guys, so amazing. So amazing. Some of these, I'm just going to back through some of these
10,
comments.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Amazing. So how do we do for same? It's a tricky one, because you really got to rack your brain and think, who my brother or my sister, who do I know their friends, their family, silly, their friends or their colleagues or whatever have you. But you'll definitely know some of them, and you can add to this. Absolutely, just like Kieran said, write down the categories and come back later. So now we've got these beautiful contact lists. What do we have? What do we do next? So what I do with my team members, especially if they're brand new, I realize that it can be kind of scary or daunting to go and approach people or pick up the phone and call someone and things like that. So what I do with them is we write 3 text messages, very simple. I even still use this process for myself. You know, I can present and I can invite and all of that, and I can pick up the phone, no problem. But you know, there are some people that you kind of need to ease your way in a bit slowly and reconnect and things like that. So we simply send these 3 messages. I'm going to put them on the screen for you. You can take screenshots, no problem. There's just 2 rules. So the first rule is always personalize the first message. Always put somebody's name in there, because you don't want, I mean, even though it is kind of a copy and paste, you don't want them to know that. You want them to think you've reached out to them on a personal level, you know, and you meant to do it at the end of the day. It wasn't an accident. You didn't slip the finger and press the button and then they got the message. So always personalize the first message, put their name there. Second one is wait for the responses in between. You want it to end up as a conversation. You don't want it to be just you barking these messages at one person, one after the other, because it's not going to be a conversation, is it? If you do it like that, it's not communicative. So message number 1, like I said, feel free to take screenshots. Hello, not ... You put their name in there. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't get in touch sooner. I hope you're keeping safe and well and safe, whatever the case is, either way around. This is the ideal message to reach out to someone that you've lost touch with or haven't spoken to in a while, because at the end of the day, we've been through a pandemic, you know. It's a nice camera message. How are you? Are you keeping safe and well? However, I challenge you to even send it to the person that you saw yesterday, you were hanging out with last week, whatever have you, because it's going to be a bit of a weird message and they're going to be like, what's going on here? I saw you like yesterday or last week. Sorry you didn't get in touch sooner. We were just in each other's companies. A bit weird. So it's a bit reverse psychology. So they'll urgently get back to you and see what's up and what's going on. So it's almost just a way of just catching someone's eye and getting them to interact this first message. So that's message number 1. Message number 2, I've been thinking of you, very caring and considerate. Because I started a project. Project is a much better word than business. Remove business from your vocabulary and only use project from now on. That I believe may be or will be of interest to you. Go in there confident. would it be okay to run it by you? Now, this is another bit of reverse psychology, because you're asking them permission to tell them about, to talk to them and give them all the information. Once they say yes, sorry, they said yes, you absolutely have the permission to talk their ears off about it if you need to. And then I'd really appreciate your view or your feedback. Is ideal for someone who's senior in business to you, had a lot of experience in the industry, maybe a little bit scary to approach, maybe they're older than you, maybe they're a family member. I'd really appreciate your view or your feedback. That's really good language to use for somebody that you think might possibly not need the opportunity you have to offer, or possibly might be wary or not very interested in attending an online webinar or something like that. So by saying, I need your view and your feedback, that's you kind of asking them, do me a favor, I really would like your take on this, even though it's not really the case. Message number 3. I'm quite new to it and would not do a good job explaining, but would it be okay if I introduce you to my mentor? I still use this line today. The first thing I ever do in any opportunity is learn the presentation. However, I still say this to those skeptical ones in my life, the family, the friends, the people that know me very well, know my failures as well as my successes. I still say that because I don't want them to take my word for it. I want them to see somebody that's really credible, really doing very successfully in the opportunity, in the business, in the industry, and focus on them more than myself. So Kieran, that's another one for you. As they will explain it better and have a lot more experience than I do. So this is where you edify the mess out of your mentor or the person, your upline, as we say in this industry. I hate that word, but you know what I mean. So, you make them sound like the best thing since sliced bread, very experienced, very high caliber, very intelligent at what they're doing, very successful, anything. You can even say the lovely qualities they have. They're a servant-hearted leader, ready and willing to help anybody that needs it, and just they're guiding me to success as well as many other people that they have in their organization. Good things like that. They're going to miss out unless they attend this meeting that you fixed together, or the person that is presenting. They're going to miss out unless they attend to meet this wonderful person that you're talking about. So I hope you get that. That makes sense. Edification is a huge one. Now, just a couple of bonus slides for you too, as well. Just words to avoid using when building your business. This is really useful. I've been going by these couple of slides for a while now, and it works, because the words on the screen are not particularly negative or bad in any way. It's just that somebody knew someone once upon a time, they've forgotten about, but there's one thing that sticks out to them, that they were part of a multiple streams of income or multi-level marketing organization or a team that were presented online or something like that. And everything that is associated with those words jogs their memory and makes them remember that experience of somebody else outside of themselves, but still they think that everybody else's experience that they learn about is going to be their own experience. It's silly, but hey, people do it in business for some reason. So better words to use. Here we go. Take another screenshot. So replace all those other words with these ones on the screen. I just want to draw your attention to one set of words that is really effective. I've been using it for a long time since I learned it. If I would you, in the top left corner. If I would you. This is from Eric Warwick GoPro. Let me pop his name in the chat box because he is incredible. And I've learned so much from him in this industry that has really benefited my progress and helped me to build. Sorry, I'm direct messaging Sai. Why am I doing that? Sorry. Here we go. So let's try that again. Eric Worry. And his resource is GoPro. Absolutely incredible. It's the first thing that I introduce to my team members because there's so much wisdom and nuggets and knowledge in there to help people to build a massive empire, which is what majority of people want, right? Number 2. Oh, okay, Sai. Can you please send me number 2? Do you mean message number 2? Is that Sai? I'm going to go back for you. Let me go back. Sorry, everybody else. We're going to go back a couple of steps. The Sai didn't see message number 2. Sai, you still with us? Sai. Sorry, I know you can't unmute, but just pop in the chat. Thumbs up or something. Okay, hopefully he's still in the room. Can't see. Yes, he is. Hopefully you got that screenshot. Okay, next one. If you didn't get it, just in case. Number 3. Okay, right, let's go forward again. So better words to use, take a screenshot of this. If I would you, how does that go? So basically you're just implementing it somewhere in the conversation where you can say, if I sent you a video, would you watch it and get back to me? Give me your feedback. When can you give me your feedback? From a meeting, book a meeting, remember that. Yes, Marcia, it is recorded. I will pass it on. Are you in, I think you're in Melvin's team, right? I think so, Marcia. Just pop a yes in the chat if that's the case. I will send to Melvin and he'll post it out. I usually post it out to the majority of the teams. So yeah, just to keep an eye out for it. Where was I? I've lost my train of thought now. Again, Fam Bam. F-A-M-B-A-M. Fam Bam. From a meeting, but got you, Marcia. From a meeting. See how fast I can type today. Book meeting. Write that down in your notebooks, guys. From a meeting, book a meeting. Fam bam. So when you're on the phone to somebody or you're talking to them and you're chatting and you're saying, okay, when can you get back to me to give me your feedback of the video that I sent to you? If I sent you a video, would you give me your feedback? Set the appointment then and there so that you don't lose them, because the worst thing you can do is have that conversation. They say, yeah, no problem. You haven't set another date. And then they go away and you've got to chase them up again. And it's more effort than it would have been if you just set the meeting before. From a meeting, book the next exposure, the next meeting. Okay, if I invited you to an online event that would literally just take half an hour of your time, online, Zoom, you don't need to leave your house or spend any money, would you attend? And give me your feedback. And so it goes on. If I Sure. Okay. Got you, Melvin. No worries. If I would do another one, if I got you on a three-way call with my mentor who is utterly successful, you know, has multiple streams of income right now, earns multiple figures. Edify. Keyword of this meeting. Would you jump on, ask them all the questions you've got, listen to their insights so that you can, you know, see the main scope of this opportunity and absolutely get enough information? You heard me and you didn't get it, Sai. Sai, where would I give it to you? No, it's fine. You know what? I'm going to go back for you again. But be ready to take a screenshot. Here we go, guys. All right, sorry. I'm going to go back. We're almost there. Right. Message number one. Sai, take a screenshot. Next, take a screenshot. Ready? I think it was number 2 you didn't get. So there you go. I've been on there for a while. Number 3, take another screenshot. There we go. Sai, you good? Let me know. Let me know if you're good, Sai. Okay, so guys, never stop adding to your contact list. It should never, ever, ever, thank you. Stop growing. Sai's got it, everybody, so we don't need to go back again. But don't stop there. Like I said, I'd like to think if I was dropped from a parachute or any other kind of whatever, from an aeroplane on the face of the globe, anywhere, I could start building from there, from scratch, because of the things that I've learned in the industry and from tycoons in the industry, you know, trainings like this and trainings like all the other trainings I've been part of. But also, you know, you get to know the tips and tricks of how to speak to people that you've never met before. So growing from there, but also building a massive empire with all these elements that I'm talking about. You know, the friends, the relatives, all of these, you know, the same particularly. So get into other people's networks that you know or don't know, so that you don't have to just use your own contact list. You can make friends with other people's friends effectively. So thanks, guys, for taking part in this training. I really appreciate you all for turning up and taking part and participating. And I just really pray and hope there's been of value to you. Come back. This is every Sunday, 7 p.m. BST, or, you know, 2 p.m. EST. I can't do all the time zones, so work it out. So 7 p.m. UK time, please come back. Bring your team members as well, because if you've got value here, the chances are they've got value as well. And you could imagine if you had 10 other people in the room with you, 10 of your team members, and you each did 100 each. That's 1,100 people that you'd have to reach out to right now, not just your 100. You get what I'm saying? So absolutely come back, bring your team members. I'd love to see you again, love to interact with you again. And guys, I'm all over social media, so just reach out to me if you want to. My name on social media is like it is on the screen, Alicia Banton, but also my artist name is Alicia Praise, popping that in the chat as well. So if you can't find Alicia Banton, look up Alicia Praise. Chances are I'll be one or the other on every single platform, and you will find me somehow. So it'd be great to listen and hear from you, and just let me know how you're getting on as well with the training that you just been through and participated in. Absolutely amazing. Maureen, are you serious? I'm going to message it to you because I've got your number, so I'm going to send it to you privately. Okay? You're welcome, guys. Thanks for all the thanks and the appreciation in the chat box. I appreciate you appreciating me. And guys, hope to see you again here and bring your team members. So let's make it happen, guys. You can listen to me for days and days and days and days if you want to. However, unless you take action with what you've learned, it's not going to happen, is it? The progress is not going to be there. So take action is the moral of the story. I love you all, guys. If you want to reach out to me for even help privately, I'm open to it. So just message me on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you can find me on, and I will be there for you. You're welcome, Lisa. Absolutely welcome. Thanks, guys. God bless you. Whatever you're going to do with your evening, enjoy it. Have a blast and have a good time. Eat some good food. Rest well. Monday's tomorrow, right? We love Mondays because it's a chance for us to start over again and get some progress and get some momentum. So let's make it happen. God bless you guys. Take care. Bye.